Hello, this actually is better lighting than I thought it would be. It is like 9 p.m., but I've got my desk lamp up on my desk up there, and so it's actually turned out pretty well, I'm gonna say. Today's another one of those Aurora writes videos. It's kind of a, not, I don't have another book out, but I do want to talk about my books. Today I'm going to talk about self-publishing. For those of you who don't know, I'm Aurora Dimitri, and I've self-published, what, like fucking 14 books now? It's hard to keep track. I don't have all of them with me. I think one of them's right there. But I do have a handful. I've got Spawn, which the sequel, Sacrifice, is also now out. I have Circus Wings. I have The Horrors at Camp Newwood, the horror at Camp Newwoods, and the other companion book to this one, One More Sad Song, is also out. I have Serial Killers with Cookies. I have I have 40 Days and The False Prophet, books 2 and 4 in the Mythology of Hell series. Book 1 is Scariot. Book 3 is Lake of Fire. Both of them are right now out. Columbiner. And I also have The Crucifixion of Craig Knox and Life in Anachronism, and I think that's it. If I missed one, I don't think I missed one. But I started self-publishing in March of 2020. I've been thinking about it for a while, and then the coronavirus pandemic kind of hit. And at the time, I was working at a pizza place. I was making like $12 an hour. I live in North Dakota. Rent's fucking cheap, especially back then. At that point, I was paying $460 a month in rent. And then my boyfriend moved in, and then I only had to pay $230 a month in rent. It was actually a decent apartment. It's like 900 square feet. Everything but electric was paid for, and like internet, obviously. That's the joys of living in rural North Dakota. Now, I am a high school English teacher, at least for now. And we did move into an apartment in a bigger town, slightly bigger apartment. Now 3 bedrooms instead of 2 bedroom. This one is $745 a month. Again, with the same like pay for your own electric and your own internet. And again, I still live with Steven, my boyfriend. So I'm making a lot more now than I did at the pizza place. I mean, I make $40,000 a year as a teacher. So that's nice. But when I decided to start self-publishing, like I said, I've been thinking about it for a while. And the reason why that is because when I'm writing, I write a lot of series. My first one was the Pentology of Hell here. The first book I published was The Scariot, which I fucked up the formatting, but then when Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing, that's what I published through, when they decided to come out with hardcovers, I decided to reformat book 1 and make it look a lot nicer. Gave it a better cover, and also fixed the paperback originally had was double spaced. Like I said, I fucked it up. But I was kind of like, it was the age, it was the time, everybody was like, we gotta start our little side hustles because we're all gonna die, whatever. And I was like, whatever, I'll just self-publish. And I just self-published a Scariot that night. And then I was like, this is kind of fun. Like, I'd been writing for a long time, and at that point, the reason why I've published so many in such a short amount of time is because I did have so many already rewritten and kind of ready to go. Scariot, obviously. The ones that I have finished rewriting since then are these bitches right here, as well as like Spawn and stuff like that. But at that point, I had like 4 books that were ready to be published, like then and there. And so I was like, well, querying isn't giving me anything. I queried a Scariot for a while, I queried One More Sad Song for a while, and I queried The Crucifixion of Craig Knox for a little bit. And it wasn't getting me anywhere. And I'm not saying that self-publishing was like just like a last resort, like, well, whatever, if they won't publish me, I'll publish myself. It was me kind of thinking about it. I was like, well, what do I care about more? Do I care about the prestige of being published by like an actual publisher, or do I just want my books out there for people to read? And I was thinking about it, and I was like, I really just want to share my writing. Like, I write so fucking much, and I have so much. Like, I have so many projects, I have so many first drafts, I have so many series, I have so much of everything that I'm like, it is doing no good sitting on my hard drive. Like, I have fun. I have a lot of fun. If I didn't have fun, I wouldn't write. But I was like, maybe I would like more people to be able to read these. And so I kept going. I started out, I had plans. I was like, every 3 months I'll publish a book. And then I was like, I just want to publish all my books right now. And so I just did everything. So like now, as soon as something's ready, boom, it's going up. I'm currently working on it's been a little bit of a hiatus this past week or so. I'm currently working on my next one, which is kind of a companion novella. I would assume it's going to be a novella to the Pentology of Hell series. Kind of follows one character before he dies. It's kind of it's a very experimental. I had a lot of fun with it, and that's one of the reasons why I enjoy self-publishing so much, is because like I can have a lot of fun with these books, and I just push them out into the world. I'm like, it's your problem now, because it's just I have fun with it, and I can. My projects are weird. So the Pentology of Hell. It's a long series. Pentology is 5. So it's gonna be 5 books in the main series total. Selling a long series as a first-time author is kind of rough if you're going the traditional route, and I know that more eyes and stuff like that might make it better. If I had an actual editor, if I had actual people like trying to like tell me what to do, it might make it better. I'm not like stupid, I know that. I also don't like people telling me what to do, and I'd rather just do it my way. So I was like, well, this is a good series to self-publish because it's weird. It's about these 3 kids who in the first book they accidentally go to hell, and I just rip off Christian mythology, and I'm an atheist. I'm just using it for my own gain, and so that's kind of a problem. This is a school shooting. It's called fucking Columbiner. It's a school shooting book. It's a novella, and it's kind of dark. This is surprisingly dark, according to the people who have read it. It looks like a kitschy, cozy mystery, but there's a lot in there that makes people go like, oh my god, what the fuck? This is a companion series about boys in the early 2000s. It starts off with one more sad song, but it jumps all over the place time-wise, and then you got something like this. Most of it is straight up contemporary. This is just a slasher that just shoved in there because Matt's there. This is a weird I'm not a huge fantasy person. I like fantasy, but it's kind of a slog, and I don't really like world building. So I don't even know why I started writing a fantasy series. But this is the first book in a fantasy series that has it's a lesbian environmentalist main character princess and her transgender guard who is just like sick of her shit. And she goes, but there's bird people. This is written in third person present tense about a heavy metal band in the 80s that go to the spawn range, and there's just demon shit, and the way it's written is so fucking weird. I love it. I think it's a lot of fun. It's very fast to read, but it's kind of weird. And like, so a lot of my books they're not like, you can fit some of them to categories like, yeah, this is fantasy, yeah, this is horror, but they're just kind of weird, and they're a little dark, and are they young adult or they're adult? It's kind of weird to think about. And so the stress of having to do that is just like, you know what, man? I just shove them out there. And again, it is your problem. But yeah, that's kind of why I self-publish. I make most of my own covers. Some of them are obviously way better than I could ever do. I pay for some of them. This one was actually a cover artist was looking to grow her portfolio. So she was like, can I make your cover? I was like, sure. This one, I pay a guy $200 to do these ones. He did sacrifice 2. And this one, I pay this, he's I think he's in his like late teens, he might be 18 or 19, European, to do the Ots Boys ones. I pay him like $40, and he's fun, I like him. But like, this one I did myself on the Amazon Cover Creator. The new Pentology of Hell books, not the new one, well, the newer ones and then the hardcover were done from Canva. So it's like there's tons of options, you know, and I just feel like yeah, I love getting like the big nice hardcover. Oh, this is a beautiful book from Del Rey. Gorgeous, I love it. But I've been getting way more in self-publishing too. Self-published books too, because it's like I feel like there's such a stigma against them, and I think that they're not necessarily all bad. I might be a little bit biased because I self-publish. I'm like, I don't think I'm bad. If I thought I was bad, I probably wouldn't publish anything. And so yeah, that's kind of why I do it, I guess. I don't know, like, it's just, I like the freedom. I like the freedom to be able to release something just when the fuck ever I want. I like the freedom to be able to do whatever I want. I like the freedom of people not telling me what to do, and I feel like if you, and like, I also don't particularly care if they're making me money or not. And so that's the thing. Like, I do not rely on writing for my income. And I know there are some people who have really made it big on self-publishing, like mostly romance writers, but in erotica and all that stuff, I don't write that. But that's not my aim here. My aim is not to get big and sell a lot of books. I don't do a lot of advertising. I mean, I do every so often, especially if I have a sequel coming out, I'll put a book on like free for 5 days on Amazon. I go through Amazon because I know Amazon's shitty, whatever. We know this, we all know this. But they do have like the most convenient self-publishing thing ever. They just do. And so I like to use it. My books are on Kindle, my books are in paperback. Some of them, like the Pentology of Hell books, are also in hardcover. It's just how it goes. But yeah, that's a big thing too. Like if you want to make any amount of money from your writing, you have to either just decide that you're gonna go the traditional route, or try to, or you're gonna spend a lot of time and energy marketing. I don't do that because I don't, like I said, I don't particularly care if I make a ton of money. I'm here to write, put my books out, and just let y'all have at them. You know, like I want them to be available. I want them to be something that people can find, people can read, and hopefully people can enjoy. And that's what I like. You know, I just want people to read my books. And so that's why I just self-publish them instead of waiting for the whole asshattery that is traditional publishing. You know, like it takes so long, and I'm just like, I can just pump this out, and then it's out, and then you can have it, and then you can read it. And that's just what I feel like. You know, I'm like, I think I'm a decent writer. I think I'm all right. I think I create decent characters. I think that I'm not bad. I think I've got some books that are better than others. My best book, I think, and my little sister agrees, is The Crucifixion of Craig Knox. That's what I think. Close second, I think, probably like One More Sad Song. I have a really big soft spot for. But I do love, I mean, like, I love The Pentology of Hell. Best book in The Pentology of Hell, though, is definitely 40 Days. Because Alan is there, and Alan's the best. He's one of my favorite characters I've ever created. These books are fun. I don't know how good they are, but they're really fun. This book was a weird one. Not sure how good it is again, but also just like it's a little dark. I mean, obviously it's a school shooting book. This is also fun, but it's just like, it has some characters that I really enjoy, and characters I think are my big thing, honestly, because I do create a lot of characters I really enjoy. Like, I have so many series running right now. Like, there's, you know, the Abnormal Murders, Pentology of Hell, Tenon, which is Circus Wings, Ots Boys, Vendettic. I can keep them all straight because they're all so distinct for me in my head, but yeah, probably when it comes to my worst book, I personally would say it's probably Circus Wings, but that's because I don't think I'm knowledgeable enough about fantasy to write a decent fucking fantasy novel. But also, again, the characters. I love Kai, I love how Alessandra grows, all that stuff. But yeah, that's it. That is why I self-published. That is all I have for today. I will talk to you later, and goodbye.